Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be personal thoughts on the entirety of the Crash Bandicoot franchise. And I'm just going to explain to everybody why I like the franchise and why I hold it so dear to me. And without further ado, we're just going to jump into it. Most of my videos have some form of scripting to them. Like I'll get images and pre-plan what I'm going to say. This one's just all coming straight from the heart, you might say. So without further ado, I'll just jump into it and explain what brought me to the Crash series and why I like the Crash series and why I've stuck with it through the hiatus and all that. But anyway, so a little background history is I didn't get into video games until I was probably 11 years old. We had an original Nintendo system that my uncle had purchased for us, and I had Metroid, Super Mario Bros. 3, and Super Mario Bros. 1. My parents didn't really believe in buying us games. They were more go outside, ride your bike kind of parents. So I didn't really get into gaming early on. And for timeline's sake, we had the original Nintendo system, and it was 1997, so N64 and PlayStation were already out, and we still only had the original Nintendo in our house. So anyway, my neighbor moved in next door in 1998, and he had a PlayStation, and he had Crash Bandicoot Warped, and holy moly, I was used to Super Mario Brothers platformer. I'm not even talking about graphics, I'm just talking about story. What little story Crash Bandicoot 1 had or Crash Bandicoot Warped had, was like mind-blowing to me. And we played it, and we weren't that good. I think I was 11 or 12 at the time, and we weren't really that good at it, but I got better, and we'd play it like probably at least 2 times a week, and I told my parents that I wanted Crash Bandicoot in a PlayStation, and they told me if I got good grades on my report card that for Christmas they would get me a PlayStation. So Christmas of 1998, I got a PlayStation and the original trilogy of Crash Bandicoot. And what really drew me to the series was, like I said, there was an ongoing story, which was awesome to me. Mario doesn't really have an ongoing story. You could really pick up any game at any point, and it's just Bowser kidnapped the princess. Crash, the original trilogy, the games led into one another, so it had like continuity, and I thought that was really cool. So it had good continuity. The characters were all like, it was just like starting a cartoon. You just watch a cartoon show. Like, they had so much life and energy with the hardware. It's amazing how much personality they gave all these characters. And the lore, the characters, and just 100% completing a game. Like I said, this was the first game that I actually had that had percentages. So I would, like Mario Bros. 3, I would just like play random levels, get the teleport whistle, and it was fun, but there was, like I said, no main story. It was just, hey, kidnap princess, go do this, go do that. Crash Bandicoot was like, hey look, first one, kidnap your girlfriend. So yeah, essentially it was like that. But then Crash Bandicoot 2 had its little cutscenes with the hologram Cortex and Brio and Coco. And then Crash 3 had the 105% ending. It just, adding the percentage to the games had me going back and back and back. and trying to get to the 100% endings. And I thought that was really cool that there was initiative to keep going back. So that's what like drew me into the series itself. But what made me really stay with the series was how, as you can see with this title card here, this is from Crash Team Racing, or it could be Crash Nitro card. I'm not sure. I just know that I made this edit off of a Valentine's Day card. But yeah, so it wasn't just platformers. The Crash Bandicoot series also introduced me into party games and into kart racing games, which people say that Mario Kart 64 is the best racer. Even before Nitro Fueled came out, CTR, hands down, was superior to Mario Kart 64. And I'm not even trying to bash Mario. I'm like, oh, Mario doesn't have an ongoing story. Mario's racer isn't as good as Crash. And I know it's all up to everyone's personal preference. But just the controls, the slide boosting, it had an actual campaign mode, a story mode. It just felt like a more solid game to me, Crash Team Racing opposed to Mario Kart 64. But yeah, the games are fun, the characters are fun, and now kind of dipping into real world reasons on why I like Crash. Crash Bandicoot connected me with my best friend. I met him through a message board on the internet on GameFAQs actually during Crash Tag Team Racing, and he's been my friend since, and he was actually the best man at my wedding. So it introduced me to people that shared the same love for the franchise as I do, and it's just really it's just a good staple to have in your life, having something that you can always count on. So even during the hiatus, what was it, 2008 or 2009 until 2017, 9 years. It was a dry spell, but during that whole time, I was still talking with my friends about the series. And rewinding a little bit, the franchise was probably my first step in fan fiction. So Crash Bandicoot opened up my creativity. So when I was in class, supposed to be taking math notes, I was drawing pictures of Crash fighting like different made-up characters that I created. Like before Mega Mix was even a thing, I had a mutated character of Engine and Cortex, and it's just I love it. And I'm getting kind of rambly now, and we're at the 8-minute mark, but the bullet points really, it opened up my creativity. I started writing fan fiction, and I started doodling characters all the time. It brought friendships into my life, and I met my best friend through Crash Bandicoot. It made me become a completionist. So now whenever I get a game, I want to get the 100% ending, which some people might say you don't need to do that, but I just enjoy doing it. And that's pretty much it. I would like to hear your guys' reasoning, why you love Crash, what brought you to the series, how long you've been part of the fandom. Like I said, I came into it 2 years after its launch. I started playing when Warped came out, and then I went back and played the other two. But yeah, let me know why you like Crash, when you started liking Crash, and that's pretty much it. As always, thanks for watching and subscribing, and if you made it to the end at this 9-minute plus video, tell me who your favorite character is and why in the comment section. That way I'll know you actually stayed till the end. Okay, you take care and have a good night.